Today we're playing Atlantis for the Atari 2600 on the Activision Anthology for the PlayStation 2, also available, I believe, on the Xbox, but I can't guarantee that. I didn't look it up, but definitely on PlayStation 2 because that's what we're playing, unless this is like some sort of magical device that can play anything. So this is what the box art looks like. I actually had this for Intellivision. I was pretty young, I don't remember much about it, but this is what the box looks like. If I remember correctly, the box I had was actually a metallic silver. What's cool about this compilation that I didn't show in the other games is that you actually can look at the manual, which, now that I think about it, for any compilation I think this should be a must. I would like to have more things like being able to rotate the box and look at it like this. Like, that's awesome. I wish you could zoom in the box closer though. Hint, hint, whoever makes another compilation who happens to be watching my videos. So, let's get on with the game. I haven't played this in years. This is a first impression. Well, it is a first impression for the Atari 2600 version. So, let's play. Alright, the colors are pretty vibrant. You got a detailed city, apparently Atlantis, and since I'm playing, this is probably proof that somebody who is apparently defending Atlantis probably had my gameplay skill. Alright. So apparently you have to hold the arrows of which tower you want to defend. It seems functional enough. Kind of weird at first to get used to. But apparently I saved Atlantis on that round anyway. I like the little bubble designs of the ship. This reminds me kind of Flash Gordon, or get the little thing. Those kind of looks like that thing on I guess on Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It reminds me of one of the spaceships that parked at that little diner. Man, that series got ridiculous. Oh, they blew up my bubble thing that shot stuff. Well, actually, that's my picket fence looking gun. Since I've been playing like these really older games, like let's say the Atari 2600 generation, I tend to like the arcade games out of this generation, but I do feel like the console games of this era are hit and miss. Now, I'm not looking for complex graphics and stuff like that, but the fun factor, I think they let a lot of crap on the Atari 2600 versus like what they released in the arcade, and maybe that's because they would have had to invest more money in the arcade versions. But I'm tending to like the more simplified shooters on these compilations. I think they work the best. I think anything more complex on a system like this, I started over again, and that was my high score. I think making anything kind of more complex on a system like this is just asking for trouble. So the main thing they seem to attack is the middle cannon, which I could totally see why. At least you feel good in the first round. This game seems pretty functional and fun. I don't know what the later parts of this game would be like. I imagine frustrating. That's a nice little explosion effect. It's kind of weird to hold an arrow to pick what gun you want. You almost wish you just had one gun that could actually just rotate or move or something. these ships are going by way too fast than I can keep up with now. So this is a fun game. This game does the Activision Anthology does have some pretty bad games on it, which I'll probably go over at some point. I just even as a kid, I remember playing games on my Atari, and I had a bunch of them because the NES was out and the Atari was pretty much obsolete at that point. And I just remember going through a lot of games before I found one I actually liked, and it didn't take much to impress me because I would be content playing some of those little Tiger handheld games. So I often wonder what kind of gamer I would have been, like, if I was maybe my age now. I'm 28. Well, I'm gonna be 28 in a few weeks of this recording. So I'm 27 right now. Oh, I unlocked a patch. This game has, which is cool, like the equivalent of trophies really for a PlayStation 2 game. You get patches, and I don't know if the patches actually were out at the same time. I mean, that actually came out in real life when this game came out. But as I was saying, like, I wonder what kind of gamer I would be. I think I would be into games, but I don't know if I would have adopted the Atari 6. Maybe I would have gotten an Atari 2600, but I don't think I would have been into games until later generations of games, or the Commodore 64 I think I might have gotten into. But Atari 2600, there's just so many games on here that are just seems rushed. I don't know if I'd be into it. I think I would have been more of a person that went to the arcades than anything. And maybe that would help me want to play games on the system, is being able to play pro kid ports of the stuff I would enjoy in the arcade games. But it just makes me wonder what kind of gamer I'd be. I think it'd be totally different than now. And it has, like I said, it has nothing to do with the graphics and stuff. I just don't think that the quality control was as good. I mean, there's a lot of crappy NES games, but when I start to go through Atari games on the 2600, I tend to go through a lot of games before I find one like I really enjoy. And the ones I tend to enjoy the most seem to be like the simpler games. But this game seems pretty fun, and the graphics are pretty good for the system. Like, it's pretty colorful, and I think this game gets really hard when the ships go fast, but I think it's functional. I don't know how the fairness factor would be like later on, but that's Atlantis for the Atari 2600. A fun game, and for the system, like I would say this is one of the better games on it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary, and thanks again for watching. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Maybe you disagree. I mean, let me ask you a question. Like, what kind of gamer were you when this system came out? It's an interesting thing. Or like, if you're my age, like older, you grew up really in an older generation, what kind of gamer do you think you would be? Like, when the Atari 2600 came out, do you think you would be more into the arcade? Like, around what generation of gaming, and what console or computer like really got you hooked that you really wanted to play games? Or do you think you would have been an arcade gamer, or were you one? That's what I want to know. Like I said, I think I probably would have gotten more into gaming when I had my Commodore 64, because I think that's what impressed me the most. And then I went on the NES X in the Master System, etc., etc. So yeah, what kind of gamer were you like and when the Atari 2600 came out? Or what kind of gamer, if you're younger, what kind of gamer do you think you would have been around there? And what kind of game on the Atari 2600 appeals to you the most? Do you think that games are more fun that are more complex on this system, or do you think simpler games work like I do? Well, let me know. I don't like it's just open-ended. If you want to do a tag video, that's cool or whatever. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers right now, but I really do appreciate the ones that have subscribed. And like I said, if you like this channel, please subscribe. I really need to make that video overviewing something. But yeah, like, it's a brief little open tag. I should have made a separate video, and I might in the future. But if you want to answer, like, answer. Because that's what I was kind of thinking about when I was playing this. But anyway, you don't want to watch a score screen all day, so I'm gonna end this video. And remember to check my list of consoles on my channel description, and if there's a game that you want me to play on any of those consoles, like, send me a message, and I will, on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Sorry, it's still fairly early in the morning for me, and I'm still waking up. But yeah, send me a message on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or what game you want me to play if it's on any of those consoles. And again, I'm not dissing the system. Like, I'm having a lot of fun playing the games, but I'm just wondering, like, what my interest level would have been back then, and I'm curious about yours too. So, again, guys, thanks for watching. And again, like, I'm not dissing retro games. I do like retro games. I'm just, this Atari 2600, like, it's just the type of games that I'm playing on here. And I just tend to seem to like the simpler ones, and I think I like the arcade games more of the time. And I know, like, my first system was this, so I don't know. I just don't want a bunch of comments saying, like, oh, you don't understand how great this system was and stuff like that kind of comments, because, I mean, you feel free to say what you want, but I just don't want to give the wrong impression of what I'm saying, because some people get really defensive about that, not particularly on my channel with the comments, but I've seen other people that get really defensive about their system and retro systems and games without actually looking into what you're actually saying. And I have something to say about that too, but that's a different video. But don't paraphrase people on YouTube pretty much, but that's something else entirely. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.